Welcome to Blood, Lies, and Silicon Valley, a journey into the heart of innovation and ambition, where one company's grand promises would unravel into a scandal of epic proportions.
Now to Elizabeth Holmes, appearing in court to face fraud and conspiracy charges, accused of misleading investors about her blood testing startup. She could get up to 20 years behind bars. Rebecca Jarvis has been covering the story very closely. Good morning, Rebecca.
Yeah, good morning to you, Robin. And this is a scandal that's rocked Silicon Valley, sent shockwaves across the country. Elizabeth Holmes, the young founder, once celebrated as the next Steve Jobs, whose technology was supposed to make blood testing less painful and less expensive, now facing multiple fraud and conspiracy charges back in court.
In the early 2000s, a young entrepreneur, Elizabeth Holmes, captivated the world with her vision of revolutionizing healthcare. Armed with a vision and charisma, she set out to change the world, promising to conduct hundreds of medical tests using a revolutionary blood testing device.
We'd like to see a world in which every person gets access to this type of basic testing, and the types of tests that are done are ones that provide insight into the onset of disease in time to do something about it.
Elizabeth Holmes promised a game-changing device known as the Edison. It claimed to conduct a wide range of medical tests with just a few drops of blood, offering quicker results and less discomfort for patients. The Edison was said to be a technological marvel, capable of running comprehensive blood tests with a small sample, all within the convenience of a tiny machine.
Holmes did not talk about accuracy issues from its Edison blood testing machine. 2 years' worth of data from the Edison test had to be tossed out, and tens of thousands of corrected tests had to be sent to physicians.
Then came Tyler Schultz, a former Theranos employee who became a crucial whistleblower. He exposed how the company manipulated results and misled investors and patients.
I know particularly that our potassium test did not work very well. And I remember one instance when I was at Theranos where a patient got tested for potassium and the result was so far out of range that that person should have been dead. So the technician actually called the patient and said, "You have to go to the emergency room immediately." And upon retesting, there was nothing wrong with her.
Schultz revealed that the Edison device couldn't deliver accurate results as promised. He brought to light the discrepancies between what was claimed and what was actually happening in the Theranos labs. The lies began to crumble and legal actions mounted. Elizabeth Holmes and her company faced the consequences of their actions.
And Elizabeth Holmes, the former billionaire and founder of Theranos, is set to be in court today for opening statements. She was billed as the next Steve Jobs. Now she's taking the stand accused of a multi-million-dollar fraud.
The world watched on as the once celebrated visionary faced a public fall from grace.
This morning, it's just hours away from opening statements in the criminal trial of disgraced Theranos founder Elizabeth Holmes. A jury of 7 men and 5 women will hear the government's case for the very first time.
Elizabeth Holmes was no longer the symbol of innovation, but rather a symbol of deception. The courtroom became the stage for former employees and insiders to reveal the inner workings of Theranos, shedding light on how they were coerced into hiding the truth about the Edison device.
You got a sense that not everyone in the company at that time really knew what was happening from a holistic picture.
And that was partly, I think, through a somewhat intentional effort.
After approximately 11 years of operations, Theranos had amassed a $9 billion valuation in the private market. In the years following the 2014 release of the Wall Street Journal expose, the combined effort of a plethora of lawsuits and partnership deal failures resulted in Theranos plummeting to a $0 evaluation in 2018. This prompted the closure of the company after approximately 15 years of operations.